So I'm just gonna kind of wait for people to join. But yeah, I just wanted to say I'm highly upset with Real Housewives of Atlanta. I cannot express how boring these episodes have been lately, and I'm just not here for it. Like, I'm sitting here like, oh, you gave me 4 episodes for what? Why? Why, Bravo? Why did you have to leave me with 4 episodes for this reunion? I just think that's too much, but I don't know. I'm trying to stay with it because I know the juice is gonna come out of the next one, and I don't know why they holding out, but whatever. I'm just waiting on it. Hey, Tequila Girl. Glad you're here with me tonight. Trying to wait and see if anyone else is going to join. But if not, as always, we go ahead and get it started. Okay, so yeah, don't ignore my nails, okay? Because if y'all follow me on Facebook or on any of my social medias, I've been a little agitated lately because I actually ended up getting some water underneath my nails, so I had to take my long, luxurious nails off and use my natural nails, which they just look so yuck to me. So yeah, I'm gonna try not to talk with my hands tonight because they just look so gross. Hey, Queen Girl. Hey, Boo Boo. All right, you guys. So let's go ahead and jump right into episode 8 in due time. Okay. I really want to get to the end because the beginning of this was real boring. But I'm going to go ahead and go through it, okay? So the first scene we have is Tommie and her mom, which was the continuation of last week. We saw her mom coming in. And she's basically in shock and kind of surprised, okay, well, why are you here? How did you get here? Come to find out, KK is the one who actually invited her. Her and her mom have a little heartfelt moment. Her mom is I've been in Las Vegas doing me, but I'm happy to be here because I'm proud to see my baby doing her thing. And Tommie starts to tear up a little bit. She's like, don't cry. You don't cry. This is your night. I was like, ooh, they're so harsh and rough to each other. But it was good to see them reconnect and to be friendly as a mother and daughter couple. So then next up we have Melissa, Joseline, and Dawn. And they are all at Joseline's house. And they're preparing some furniture for the baby. And of course, Joseline, once again, doesn't have any clothes on. I just love how free she is with all of that belly, but hey, she was in the privacy of her own home this time, so I was okay with it. So they end up talking about, everything that's going on, and she says, guess who my baby daddy is? And Dawn was like, tell me. Melissa was like, tell me. We already know, but go ahead and tell her. She was like, Stevie, they say he's 99.9% sure that he the baby daddy. I was like, okay, Joseline, just say he the baby daddy, keep it moving. They give them your friends, they already knew that was your baby daddy, unless it really was a question. But that's not my tea, okay? So basically they talk about it some more. Joseline goes ahead and tells them, okay, with everything that's going on with me and Stevie, basically, I'm gonna move to Miami. And when I moved to Miami, I don't want Stevie to have anything to do with the baby. They was like, well, how do you expect that to happen when Stevie's the father? She was like, I wish I would have never told Stevie anything. I was like, okay, so you did all of this before. Now you don't want him to have anything to do with the baby, but it's your fault because of all of the drama you caused. But whatever, her last thing she says is that ATL doesn't have anything for her, so she's going to be moving to Miami with her family. Okay, then we have Scrappy and Rasheeda, and they meet in the park, which, whatever. Scrappy explains to us that Rasheeda, is his big sister, and he wanted to check on her after Tommie's little dinner or whatever. He didn't get a chance to really talk to her, wanted to kind of get a feel for what was going on. So the first thing Rasheeda says is, I know you excited. What's going on with the wedding? He was like, ain't gonna be no wedding. She was like, what you done did now, okay? So Jock explains, basically things just didn't work. It wasn't just him. It was the us thing. They just didn't make it work. And in his confessional, he's like, man, if Rasheeda and Kirk can't make it work, then can't nobody make it work. I was like, that's a terrible example of a couple trying to make it work. Like, I don't know, but a lot of people at ATL are saying like they were like this prestige couple. You know, they were on the Beyonce and Jay-Z level in Atlanta as far as coupledom. So people really just kind of had a lot of respect for them. So I guess I can kind of see that. But to my mind, having seen them on Love and Hip Hop, I'm like, no. So, then Scrappy gives the rundown of basically everything that happened at the little casino night with him, the boys, the other day. And he's just asking, you know, how do you feel? How do you feel about things that are going on? And she tells him that, you know, her and Kirk really ain't talking to each other. The only time they talk is through text message about the kids or about the business, and that's it. And so he asked her, he said, well, you know, you want me to holler at him? And she was like, I mean, if you want to, but it is what it is right now. She was like, I don't know how to feel, basically, is what she said in her confessional. She wasn't sure how she even felt about the whole thing. So she go ahead and lets Scrappy talk to Kirk. So next up, we have Karlie and Cena. And I just knew off the muscle, this was going to be some mess anyways. Because there's no way, like, they were friends in previous life or real life. I don't know. I just wasn't... I can't say that I was a firm believer in this friendship. But anyway, so Cena has invited Karlie out to lunch. Karlie says in her confessional, I thought this was kind of funny, that her and Jock are the only couple that's doing well at the moment. I was like, but y'all ain't really no couple. And we all know that right now y'all don't even talk to each other. But that's okay. Y'all be great right then. And she even says that she calls Cena a friend. And I was like, but I thought you didn't like her. Okay. She confuses me. Right as the conversation is getting started, they're sitting there talking. Karlie like, hold on, wait. I need to go ahead and tell you something. I need to ask you something about what happened with us and our conversation with Rod the other night. Is you messing with Rod? And she was like, well, girl, you know, I lied and I told Jock that that me and Rod were dating each other, but it was a lie. And so Karlie was like, well, what you lying for? She was like, I just did it to make him jealous. And they shake hands and dap it up and everything. And then in her confessional, she was like, this is Karlie. So I don't understand, if you over him and he just your baby daddy, then why are you trying to make him jealous? I was like, this sounds like a question for yourself to ask, because this is like, if you are sitting here with his baby mother and she's telling you that she's doing something to make him jealous, you already know. If he got upset, that was your trigger to know that he still has feelings. And most men, especially men who are being promiscuous and aren't like settled down, they are like that. Like, they're very protective of their baby mamas. It doesn't matter if they want them at that particular time or not. They just don't want anybody else to have them, and bet not have nobody else around their kids. Trust. I know, okay? So, basically, they come up with this whole little scheme and plot, and, they're talking to each other. And then Cena tells Karlie about Treasure and how Treasure works for Jock, and that Treasure told Cena that Jock is messing with Tommie. And boom, she was like, what? Karlie was taken aback, and they figure out they got to come up with a master plan to kind of mess this thing up. Let's see, Scrappy must have had some issues that everyone relationship. You know what? I said the same thing. Either his thing is small or his breast stink. And I almost want to say maybe his breast stinks a little bit, and that's why. But it has to be more to it. He cannot hold a relationship down for nothing. And even though he tries, he just really can't seem to get right. Like, Scrap need help. He need to go on Ivana's Fix My Life or something, okay? All right, so next we have Melissa and Mimi, okay? Now, they're meeting up because, as you remember, last episode, lovely Mimi let everyone know that Melissa was in the middle of all of the, reconnecting with Joseline. And that bothered Mimi because Mimi was like, how's she going to be in between all of this stuff, and she's supposed to be my friend, blah, blah, blah. Of course, we know they were really sleeping together. So, apparently, Melissa had told Mimi that Joseline was just a business relationship, that they weren't really friends. So now, her getting upset last week made sense because she felt like she was being lied to after all this time. So Mimi, she's sitting there talking. She's talking to Melissa. She's like, well, yeah, this is what's going on, this is what happens, and I heard this about you, and I don't understand. Y'all know how Mimi go from like 0 to 100 real quick. She just started going in, pointing the finger. She going in with Melissa, and I'm like, okay, calm down and get out your words, boo-boos. Tell her what you're trying to say, you know. And she basically tells her, you know, I was warned about you and I should have listened. Melissa's like, well, who warned you about me? And she says, Aryan. And she's like, Aryan told me that I shouldn't have messed with you. You know, I need to watch out for Melissa. So Melissa says, oh, what you listening to Aryan for? Because Aryan just mad that I ain't screwing her no more. Y'all, this is too much, okay? Team too merch. So y'all mean to tell me that Melissa was messing with Aryan back in the day? Mimi met Melissa and nobody bothered to tell each other that they had messed around with each other previously. Like, that just doesn't seem like a real friendship. It sounds more like a storyline. It just sounds like too much. Like, it was just too much. I couldn't deal with it. But anyways, that bothered me. Mimi was like, so y'all did what? That happened? And then Melissa basically just gives it to her. She's like, I'm not Stevie and Jordan. I'm not Nico. I'm not the girl from last season. I forgot her name, Chris. I think that's what she said. I'm not Chris. I'm Melissa, and you're lucky to have me in your life. And here go Mimi. I'm lucky. Well, watch my lucky ass walk on out of here. I was like, okay, Mimi, you just so strong. Bless her heart. Next thing we have is Jessica, Tommie, and Karlie. And y'all, they look so pretty. I am loving this dark, I want to say it's got to be jet black hair on Jessica Tommie. And, you know, just her natural looking look. And when I thought about it again, really, when she has her pink hair, she has on natural makeup too. But with the pink hair, it just looks excessive. But with this nice little ponytail and stuff, she's looking nice and presentable. Like, I might could take her somewhere. Like, I feel her. And then Karlie in this scene, she doesn't look as old as she does in her confessional. I don't know if the makeup was different, like if she had a different makeup artist, but when they talk about her being old, like I can definitely see her aging in her confessional versus in this scene. But anyways, Jessica just tells her everything that's been happening with her and Tommie, how she got in a fight with her, how she got into it with Tammy over the nails. I was like, I thought it was way more than that. But yeah, so then Jessica tells her about Tommie and Jock messing around, how she had told Jock to tell her, Jock didn't tell her, and seeming that her and Tommie aren't cool anymore. She doesn't feel like anything's wrong with her being in the middle of the situation, so she's just gonna go ahead and tell her friend what happened. Karlie is upset because she's like, you should have told me before I had to find out from Cena. So that was what Karlie's beef was, but she's like, you know what, I'm still gonna do something. I'm still gonna get this handled. It's gonna be all right. All right, so next thing we have is Aryan and Mimi. And Aryan is just like, look, it happened years ago. You know, it didn't matter to me. Nothing really matters. Everything was cool, okay? She was like, I'm not tripping about it. I don't know why you tripping because it didn't mean nothing to me. It was so long ago. But, of course, Mimi being who she is, you know, we supposed to be friends. This is our friendship, and you supposed to tell me stuff like this. And Aryan still kind of stuck to her guns. Like, I didn't feel like I needed to tell you anything other than you need to watch out for her. And that's what I did. I told you that because everything else was just kind of pointless. It wasn't like that. It wasn't that type of situation. So I felt, you know, like Aryan, I don't know. I still think she should have told her because they're supposed to be best friends. That's something you would tell your best friend. But then again, I guess if it didn't really mean nothing and she was really liking her, then you just kind of leave it alone. I don't know. What do y'all think about that? Would you have told your best friend that previously, maybe years ago, that you messed with a particular person and now your friend messing with that person? But, you know, would you have intertwined between that? Let me know, okay? So anyways, the next scene is Kirk and Scrappy, and Kirk gets out of his black Mercedes, and for the first time, I didn't look at his face though. I'm not looking at Kirk's face because Kirk's face doesn't do anything for me. But from the Adam's apple down, yeah, because that Adam's apple is a little bit too deep for me. Okay, so from around right here on down, I was like, this is a nice looking man in all this leather in a black Mercedes Benz. But you know, then I looked back at his face and I was like, okay, never mind. Anyways, he claims that he's been laying low. He hasn't been talking to anybody because everyone hates him, and he just feels more so like you know, he just needs to keep to himself until everything gets together. And Haitian. um, so Kirk explains that he and Rasheeda have been having problems. Prior to, he tells Scrap, you know, basically Rasheeda wasn't giving me no booty, okay? She wasn't giving up the booty, and if she wasn't gonna, you know, be lovey-dovey on me, be affectionate, I sought stuff elsewhere. I was like, but you just said, okay, I'm gonna let that go. So then he, you know, he's talking to Scrap, and Scrappy's like, okay, well, you know, what are you guys doing? What you gonna do? How you gonna make it right? And then he hits him with the question. So what if the baby is yours? Now, prior to, Kirk had just said, okay, some random. I'm like, how is this a random person if it's claiming to have your baby and now you gotta contemplate whether or not the baby is yours? It's not a random person. I don't know his definition of random, but that's not a random person. So then we have Aryan and Melissa, okay? And it just was really, like, this was just a really awkward interaction. I will say I probably made it awkward because I was sitting there watching them. They had this swing. It was like a swing set at a bar. And she was just sitting on the swing and like talking to Melissa, talking about Aryan was sitting on the swing talking to Melissa. And I just couldn't get over the fact that at the bar there was a swing. So that probably threw me off more so than anything. So I do apologize that my attention span was just not there. I don't know. It just seemed like a forced conversation. If Aryan and Melissa had messed around long ago, then there really wasn't a conversation to be had between the two of them. It really should have all been with Mimi and them because they no longer had any interactions together. But of course, being love and hip hop, they have to be messy and they had to add to the situation. So long story short, Melissa's basically like, okay, do you fuck with me or not? Like, do you or do you not? Okay. And Aryan says no. She gets up and she leaves. I couldn't really tell in that scene who was lying or who was telling the truth because Melissa did say to her, she basically was like, you know, you knew and you were supposed to tell her or I told you or something. It was just a bunch of lies, I felt like. I don't know. So next we have Stevie and Mimi, and this was just back to Mimi's old regular intense self, you know, you hurt me to the core. Y'all remember that? Way back when. But anyways, Mimi and Karlie, I feel like they live in the same neighborhood. If y'all ever see the scenes when Dime walked into Karlie's house and then when Stevie just walked into Mimi's house, they look like the same house with the same furniture. I'm just saying, okay? So anyways, Stevie tells Mimi that he is the father of Bonnie Bella, okay? And y'all, I finally got the name right. It's Bonnie Bella. I've been saying Bonnie E. Bella, E. Bella Bonnie, Bonnie somebody, Bonnie and Clyde. Y'all know I was tearing up that little baby name, but her name is Bonnie, okay? So anyways, Mimi says, that's all well and fine, but I don't want her near my child. Stevie's like, you know, we got to make this work as a family because that is still Eva's sister. And she's like, I'm going to tell you this. I don't want that bitch around my child. He was like, you can put the guns away. And I was like, oh, she is so intense, but I understand. She tells him, you know, after all the drama and stuff that happened, I don't want her in front of my child. Like, I don't want her by my child. And she tells Stevie, you know what, if it comes to it, I will have to get a restraining order against her, and I'm not afraid to do so. In her hard, deep, raspy voice, okay? I was like, that's what, I mean, I'm not mad at Mimi at all because, again, those rumors and allegations that she made against Stevie, like, I don't even see how Stevie is even messing with her regardless of if the baby was his or not. Like, you can still co-parent without having to cohabitate with that person because it's not the child's fault that the mama is a dummy. You know what I'm saying? Like, the stuff that she said, you really just can't come back from. So anyways, now we have the big scene at the end, which is Jock and everybody. And I say everybody because lovely Mimi was there. Scrappy was there. And, of course, Tommie was there because she's one of the main stars of the scene. So apparently now Jock is doing stand-up comedy and everyone was laughing. I wonder were they really laughing at his jokes or, you know, was this like a, okay, 1, 2, 3, laugh. And everybody laughed. And then everybody on this side, 1, 2, 3, laugh. And then everybody laughed. I think it was more so one of those situations. I mean, he's kind of a funny person, but I don't know if it was funny enough to hold a whole crowd's attention. So then we see Tommie sitting there. He's like, yeah, you know, Tommie came to support and she brought lovely Mimi out. You know, it's a good night. Then here comes Cena, Karlie, and Melissa. Now, for the life of me, I still have not figured out how Melissa got into this whole little mix of things. But Melissa was there looking like the Godfather, protecting them. I don't know. It was just very awkward, very weird. So Karlie asks what he's doing, okay? She asks the question directly to Jock, but of course Tommie answers the question, and Tommie says he doing Tommie, okay? So then in the background you hear lovely Mimi talking about, hey grandma, hey grandma. I was like, oh my gosh, she's so extra. Melissa notices her being extra, and Melissa's like, yo, what you on tonight? Like, what you doing? She was like, I'm cool. She was like, you need to chill, you know? So I guess Melissa was there to be like the mediator, but I haven't figured out the relationship that she has with them yet. But anyways, Karlie asks him once again, you know, what's going on? Tommie keeps on interjecting. She keeps saying, you know, be this, be that. It ain't, you know, it is what it is. And I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. So basically, this fight wasn't really a fight. Okay, I'm trying hard to make this like a real deep scene, but it really wasn't that much of a fight. But I did enjoy the fact that Karlie threw money out. I'm not really sure why she did. It just intensified the scene, of course, made them mad. And they were like, you can't even throw hundreds. I'm like, but she threw money at you, so she calling you a peasant. If she threw ones, you didn't catch that, okay? So lovely Mimi, you know, of course, she gets up and she wants to fight because Tommie is her girl and ain't nobody gonna do nothing without Tommie, okay? Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to Tommie without her. So it was just a bunch of, like, back and forth. A lot of banter. And then basically you already know what happens. Security comes in, and then that's when the fake swinging and the fake throwing stuff happens, because security is right there. And then it's all like literally for like 2 minutes on my screen, all I heard was bitch, 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 bitch this, bitch you don't want none, bitch how about that, how about now, bitch, 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 bitch. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, can y'all call each other something else? Can you do something else? Can y'all actually fight and just get it over with? Like, but then I thought about it again. They are literally too old to be out here fighting in these streets, because we already figured out that Tommie is of age, and so is Karlie, and they really need to get it together, and not over Auntie Jock. Like, when you fight over a man with a perm, it's time to really reevaluate your life. I'm just saying. So that's pretty much the episode for this week. Next week, we have the special, which is Joseline's special delivery. And we find out that Joseline has actually been messing with Nikki Baby from Love and Hip Hop LA. So I'm not even sure how I even feel about that. That just seems forced to me as well. As we know, she was messing with, what is her name? Rosita, something like that. Not Lovely Mimi, shoot. Nikki Baby was messing with that girl off the internet. But it's just, this just seems too much. I honestly feel like this will be Joseline's last season on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and that her saying she wants to go to Miami and keep saying Miami, that there's now going to be a Love and Hip Hop Miami centered around Joseline moving back. Y'all let me know what y'all think about, you know, that concept. I really feel like that's what they're trying to introduce, which will therefore make Stevie have to travel back and forth. He will be an added character to the Miami show, bringing them more views. I don't know. Y'all can call me crazy, but I'm just saying I think that's what Mona may be planning to do with this whole thing. So I'm going to go to the comment section and see what's popping. All right. She'll be back. My friend would have known who I had been messing with. That's what I'm saying. Like, I tell my friends just for the sake of, you know, you don't want nobody to be caught in the blind. Somebody talking about something and then you're involved and you didn't tell your friend. That's still whack to me. Especially they have been giving her right. Haven't been here in 3 weeks, girl. Thus, the show gets on my brain. Hey, boo. Smile and live. Next week's preview show, Joseline sleeping with another woman while she's pregnant. Yes. Yes. And that's what I was talking about. She's sleeping with Nikki Baby from Love and Hip Hop LA. I'm just not here for it. I'm trying to figure out what is going on. Like, really, like, while she's pregnant? Like, for real? Like, this is just too much. It's too much. Amber says, Kirk, he not all that in a bag of chips, but not just ugly either. He not really just butt ugly. He's just not real cute either. Yeah, that was a laugh on cute type of thing. That's what I felt like. Okay, it was just too perfect. And Tommie does need therapy. I definitely agree with that. I like her. I feel like if she had the right circle of friends, that she would definitely be doing better with her life. I was hoping that she was trying to change, but it's like they put her with characters to make her old character come out instead of trying to progress her. So I'm hoping that she really does get the therapy, because you can tell in real life she actually needs help. Yeah, it is time to rethink. I'm serious. If you're fighting at the age of 40 over a man with a perm and 7 kids, however many kids Jock has, it's really time to get it together and rethink, is this the life for me? Like, is this what I'm living? Is this what I'm living for? We really have to ask those questions at that point in time. And I want to know what Auntie Jock got, because these chicks, listen, between Jock and Rod and Stevie, I need to know. I need to know what's going on, because every single person that gets with him goes crazy. Like, even though Karlie is with the dude from was it Chicago Ink or Black Ink Crew or whatever, she's still like, if you didn't care about somebody, you wouldn't even be going hard on him. And you could just tell, like, Jock got to have something, okay? I don't know what Auntie Jock is doing. I don't know what they call him, Little Bing Rames. I don't know what he's doing. But y'all, I just know I ain't trying to get on the bus. That's all I'm trying to say. I want to see it, but I ain't trying to get on the bus, okay? All right, you guys, I hope you have enjoyed this little brief recap of the show. This is episode 8 again, in due time. I feel like we're learning more as we go. I'm actually excited to see the delivery story next week, because it shows Joseline in a very vulnerable state, and there's nothing like pregnancy or giving birth to show someone's real personality, and it kind of brings her back down from the Puerto Rican princess, okay, that we all love and learn to love on here. Stevie is a charm, and I think Jock got the good. You know what? I really think Jock got something, because he's too little for people to be liking him. Like, if you know him in real life, he's like maybe 5'2", so he's really short. He's not even like tall enough to be getting all these women. I'm just saying. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will catch you guys next week. Thank you so much for joining me. I love each and every one of you guys for supporting me. And I love talking to y'all every week when you're not here. I literally miss you guys. And I'm like, okay, where my girls at? Where my girls at? I know it's just a few of us, but it feels like just this lovely family. And I love it. And I value you guys. And I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And make sure you guys share this video with your friends. You know, tell them to come check us out and hang out with us. And I'll catch you guys next week. Love you. KK, bye.